Hi Pisces, welcome to Pandora Astrology's monthly horoscope for October 2020. You'll find as we start to talk about it that this month's themes are going to center around finances, which is something that you can explore very fully in a natal and transit reading, and you'll find a link for that below. So this month we've got Mars retrograde continuing from last month, and Venus and Mercury activity, and not just two, but three moons. Hey Julia, you want to kick this thing off?
Ooh, sure, Jamie. Well, hey, Pisces. So Mars is retrograde in your second house all month. And Mars has been in this house for quite a few months. So you should also check out our August and September horoscopes if you want to learn more about how this feels. And this Mars retrograde cycle is also affecting the world at large and triggering that pandemic hot degree too. And that video is in our 2020 news playlist. So also look at that. But generally speaking, the second house is about it's your money, it's your possessions, and it's also your values, whether they're family values, political values, or religious values. And when Mars goes retrograde, that's the planet of, it's the archetype of the warrior. It's a planet of activity, drive. It's a planet of fighting too. So this can be a very frustrating cycle where you run into flare-ups with other people over money, or it could be some really intense, discussions over your values as well. Now, Venus, the planet of art and beauty, enters your seventh house on October 2nd. And that's going to really be very nice for you, Pisces, because, even if you're having fights with people over money or your values, at least this is going to be a lovely period in your relationship or whatever partnership you're a part of. So the seventh house represents romantic relationships and also business partners, too. So this Venus is going to bring some harmony and some pleasure into the relationship. And if you're single, it's also a great time to get online and try to meet somebody new. Now, Mercury, the planet of communication and mentation, goes retrograde in Scorpio on October 13th, and that's all happening in your ninth house. This is the house of education. This is the house of travel, the house of education, travel, also law too. So when Mercury goes retrograde, it's a time of re-examining, a time of reviewing. So if you're in school, you might have to go over some work that you may have already turned in, or you might have to relearn something. If you're involved in a legal matter, you might have to be reviewing some of your previous conclusions. And, if you do have to travel for business or pleasure, there might be some delays along the way.
Yep. So I hinted that there are not just two, but three moons this month, beginning on the first of the month with a full moon in Aries. And this does fall in your financial houses. Right here is the moon in Aries with Chiron opposed the sun in the 8th house. And a full moon always brings heightened emotions. And sometimes it brings partnership themes. You may feel like you are going head to head with somebody on the in the arena of money. Now, Julia, when you were speaking about that Mars retrograde a minute ago in the second house, I had the thought that Mars is, impulsive, right? And that when it's retrograde, you can feel like frustrated and stuck and obstructed, and that maybe what you really should do is look at your impulses of the past, particularly financially, this being in the second house. And this might be a time to take some actions to clean up financial impulsivity of the past. So I think that the moon relates to that, even as early in the month as the first. And the fact that the moon is conjunct Chiron also suggests that there may be some healing work that you could stand to do. We've called this moon Nurture Yourself Before Others. And it might be a time when you feel like, you've been deferring your self-care, and it's time to assert that need. So we've got a couple of other moons. On the 16th, there is a new moon in Libra, and it falls in your 8th house. And as Julia said, that is a house of finances, particularly shared finances. I think of it as the house of sharing, full stop, like sharing physically with others through sexuality, sharing emotionally through intimacy, and sharing financially. And it's all about investing in others. Now, this moon is going to be a little bit fraught, and we've given it an appropriate name. We've called it Dolores Umbridge Saccharine Evil. And that's because the moon in Libra can be really, really nice. But in this particular case, it squares Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto, which are sitting over here, where the pandemic hot degree is, and it's also opposing Mars. So there's a lot of conflict built into this moon, and that sweetness and niceness might be, just the surface on top of a pressure cooker of, intensity, control, and power, and anger, even. So that one is likely to be intense, and I would definitely be cautious about the, how you handle the emotions that you have in the arena of sharing with others. At the end of the month, we have another moon, and when you have a second moon inside of a month, it's called a blue moon. So this is a Halloween blue moon on the 31st, and it falls in Taurus right here in your third house opposite the sun in Scorpio in the ninth. And this one we've called Mostly Tricks, a Few Treats, and we're calling it that because Uranus is here, and actually when the moon is precise, Uranus is precisely conjunct it as well. When the full moon is precise, it's in the same degree as Uranus. And Uranus brings the unexpected. It brings upsets and paradigm shifts. It has a very jumpy, twitchy, buzzy, electrical kind of energy. And here it falls in the house of communication. So be very cautious about your words, about the things that you say, and really think before you reply to ensure that you really got what the other person said and that you're not taking it the wrong way. So the unexpected could absolutely crop up, and communications are likely to be pretty emotional during that moon. Well, that's all that we have for you today, Pisces. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. We'd love to see you around our channel. And you can find more good stuff like this horoscope on our website at pandoraastrology.com/horoscope. And you'll always find the news of the month on our website, pandoraastrology.com/monthly-forecast. And until next month, we'll see you around the cosmos. Bye.
Bye-bye.